Hello there, and welcome to day 2 for week 3. I'm going to go over some examples. So, you have this note sheet in your assignment, so please follow along and fill it in. Okay, so we have some steps here. So, let's first see what we're doing. It says if y varies directly as x and x is 5 when y is 20, find y when x is 6. So, first thing you're going to do is put the numbers in a table. Step 1, right here. Okay, here's a table I made for you. So we have a 5 and a 20 for x. 5, 20. And then find y when x is 6. So x is 6, we don't know what y is. Okay, that's step 1. We did that. Step 2, write in the general direct inverse equation. Now, is this direct or inverse? Well, here's direct. So, red. It's direct. So the direct variation equation is y equals ax. Okay, there's that. There's step 2, because we knew it was direct. Step 3, plug in x and y. Well, what are we plugging in? We're plugging in this x and y that we know. We know if when x is 5, y is 20. So y is 20. We don't know what k is, and x is 5. So kx means k times x. 5 in there. All right, that's step 3. Step 4 is solve for k. So we need to solve this equation for k. That's k times 5. The opposite of times is divide, so you divide both sides by 5, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. There we go. So now we have k. That was step 4, okay. Step 5, rewrite the equation in step 2 with k, the number you just found. So step 2 is this equation. So I'm going to rewrite it. I'm just going to copy it on right over here. Now we know what k is, right? So we're, instead of having k here, we're going to put a 4. And then step 6 is plug in x. Let me get rid of this in case 5. We don't need that there. That was for something else. Plug in x to find your unknown y. Okay. We know x is 6. What's y? So here's the equation we have. So this is y equals 4x. That means 4 times x. 4 times 6. Here we have it. So we know that y equals, what's 4 times 6? 24. So now we figured out this is 24. I'll make that, say green, because that's the answer. There we go. All right, that's number 1. All right, so that was number 1. I had to pause to get a cough drop. Okay, here we go. Number 2. Y is directly proportional to x. Again, we have direct. Direct right there, right? So we know number 2 is going to be y equals kx. Step 2 is to just write that down. What kind of variation it is, the equation. Let's check step 1. X is 2.5 when y is 20. Find y when x is 3. So if x is 3, we don't know what y is. So step 1, step 2, it's direct. We're writing in the direct variation equation. Step 3, we're going to plug in an x and a y. Rewriting step 2, except we know y is 20. Okay, but we know that when y is 20, x is 2.5. All right. Step 4 is to find k. Now I'm going to get out the calculator. I'm not using a calculator, but you can use calculator. So this is k times 2.5. The opposite is divide. 20 divided by 2.5 is 8. Mm-hmm. K is 8. I'm going to get in the calculator just in case. 20 divided by 2.5, because it's late in the day. 8. Okay. Now we have K. Now we plug it back into this equation, the general direct variation equation. We know K is 8. We're going to put 8 in there for K. Oops. There you go. Now, we're going to plug in the 3 next for X. We need to find out what Y is when X is 3. Copy and paste right there. Plug in the 3. This means 8 times 3. 8 times 3. Y equals 24. All right, and there's your answer. I'll put it in here if you want. I'll make it green again. All right, 24. 24 is the answer to number 1, too. It's not going to be every time, but there it is. What's going on? Somehow I have extra stuff here. That's okay. Example 3. Let me get rid of this so I have room. Why isn't it deleting? Okay, it doesn't want to go away. All right, here we go. Example 3. Y is inversely proportional to X. Inverse this time. Inversely proportional. Right? Okay, X is 4 when Y is 15. X is 4, Y is 15. Find Y when X is 6. X is 6, we don't know what Y is. All right, step 2. Inverse. Not Y equals KX. You can write it YX equals K or XY equals K. I'm going to write it XY equals K. It's the same thing. XY means X times Y, and YX means Y times X. It's the same thing. So we're going to plug in an X and a Y. Just pull this down. There it is. Same equation. Now we have 4 when X is 4 when Y is 15. XY means X times Y. What's 4 times 15? 60 equals K. There we have it. Now we have K. Now we're going to take the equation from number 2. Going in there, number 5. Except we know what K is 60. All right. And now X is 6. What's Y? X is 6, and what's Y? We don't know. But we can use this equation. If X is 6, what's Y? Well, 6Y is the same as 6 times Y. The opposite of times is divide. So you divide both sides by 6. And it goes away here. 60 divided by 6 is 10. All right. And then you can put the 10 in here if you'd like. Green, a brighter green this time. There we go. All right, one more example. Now, again, we're having an inverse relationship. All right. So Y varies inversely with X. And notice here it says Y varies inversely with X. Here it says Y is inversely proportional to X. Those are exactly the same thing, just a different way to say it. You want to look for inverse, all right, or direct. So X is 40, Y is 16. Find Y when X is 5. All right. We just did the inverse, XY equals K. That's the general equation. We're going to plug in the numbers we know. We know X is 40 when Y is 16 And then what's 40 times 16? I think it was, what's that, 640? Let's check the calculator. These are bigger numbers, but get a calculator here or on your computer. 40 times 16 equals 640. Okay. Step 5, we're copying the equation again, but we're putting in K because we know what K is. We just found it. It's 640. All right, so there's the equation. Last thing is, we're going to plug in the 5. When x is 5, what's y? Well, we put in a 5 for x. That's 5. Now it's 5 times y. What's the opposite of times? Divide. And then 640 divided by 5. Let's break out the old calculator. 640 divided by 5 is 128. So y equals 128. There you go. And you plug in the 128 right here. Oops. Cable a little wire. There it is. And make it a nice color if you want to. Okay, there's the answer. So that's it for the example. So follow this process on your assignment and let me know what questions you have. Thank you.